Welcome to another edition of Recession Talk, where we not only help you survive the next recession, we help you thrive in the next recession. There's a lot of talk about the economy's doing great, the stock market's roaring, Bitcoin is sinking. But I feel that there are other economic indicators that people don't notice, people are not thinking about, spell out that we're having a recession and it's going to come within the next 12 to 20 months. During this time, you can be preparing. First thing you need to do, you need to get out of debt, or you need to trim that bad boy as soon as possible. And you need to do drastic stuff now, because while it is still good for you to prepare yourself for the recession, while you still have the ability to get credit cards, to get lines of credit, because during the recession, a lot of this stuff is going to be very hard to get. This is the time for you to start your serious side hustle of 4 figures per month and leverage that into a business. One of the things that I think you should do is not quit your job. If you have a job, keep it until that job is costing you money. Then, to help you with this, because most of this is mindset, be sure to go below, get your free audio book, The Hustler's Mindset, Pimping Your Mind for Success. That's going to tone up your mindset, give you some insights on things that you should do to mentally prepare for success. It's free. Go ahead, grab it now, and cue this intro music, and I'll see you in the live stream. All right, so let's just talk about starting a business with no money, you have no experience, no time. One of the things that's I'm going to say to you, and it's going to piss on a lot of your hopes and dreams, is unless you're extremely smart, talented, beyond normal of average, the shit ain't gonna happen. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to come with that. But a lot of hustler porn has people gassed up that they can start these fantastically successful businesses. And it simply ain't true. Not out the gate. If you're willing to invest 2-3 years, 3 to 5 years, then yes. But if you're thinking that you're going to have a business like mine in 6 months, it ain't going to happen. And part of the reason there's 2 reasons. Everyone doesn't learn as well as others, and this other discount of money. If you're extremely talented, and this isn't even about being smart. Someone that posted in the group about the marshmallow challenge, which is really a big predictor of how successful you're going to be, and that's delayed gratification. If you can be of average intelligence, but your delayed gratification factor is massive, you can become a billionaire. Guy from a U-Haul, U-Haul's a privately held company. The guy who owns U-Haul is a billionaire. Yep. So how does one start a business with no experience, no money, and no time? And this is something that I've been telling my truck drivers for a long time. You're going to have to come out that truck and get a local route. And I know that sounds very harsh, because the thing is, truckers have longer driving endurance than the average person because that's what they do for a living, but driving wears on you. Driving, it doesn't leave you a lot of mental energy. I know it's just sitting there driving. No, that takes a lot of mental energy. That takes a lot of physical energy. And when you're done with your shift, you may have time, but you may be mentally wiped out. So that's one of the things. And then if you're poor, let's look at the reason why you're poor. I'll raise my hand on that poor thing. When I was poor, when I was living in that boarding house, I didn't have none of these skill sets. None of them. And all of these skill sets take time to develop. You're not going to develop salesmanship in a few weeks. It's not going to happen. It's going to probably take you years. You're not going to develop marketing ability in a few weeks. It's probably going to take you years. If you're not, it's just, and then here's another thing that no one really talks about. You got the salesmanship down. You got the marketing down. You know how to make money as an individual. Then to create a company, you must have another skill set, which is management. That could take you a long time to learn, because I'm not going to say it's babysitting. I'm going to say you are managing and herding cats. You're trying to put this cat in the wheelbarrow. This cat wants to jump out and wander around. This cat wants to take a nap. So management is unto itself a resource and a skill set that you need to run and grow your business. Which is why everyone's trying to create an internet business, and everyone's first thing is like, hey, I've never run a business before, but I'm going to go ahead and buy this program and get this software, and I'm going to automate. Every time I hear someone, that's like, check back with me in a year or two. Let's see how that worked out for you. Because it never works out. And it isn't because of the automation. It's because the steps that must happen before you automate. Like right now, I'm in a direct sales model, and I'm going back to an email model, because now I'm just like, I got burnt out on email. It made money, but I got burnt out on it with all of the stuff I was doing. And I didn't really do email marketing. I think I took almost a year off, and now I'm back at it, but I have a different plan. I have a different jam, so to speak. So there are many very different parts of running a business that you need to know. And these skill sets are not something you're going to develop overnight. Now, with that said, if you're willing to invest in yourself, if you're willing to cut out television, a lot of frivolous activity in your life, in 2 to 5 years, you can grow a business that can replace your income. Most people can do that, 2 to 5 years. And I'm talking about minimum high 80s, 80, 89, 100K to about 250K. You can do that in 5 years. However, this is how the process goes. You must do and learn at the same time. Many people get into this point of accumulating knowledge, getting this knowledge. Love this knowledge, man. Love this knowledge. Thank you for this knowledge. And they're not executing on their knowledge. You got people, and some people who are watching are going to be getting this knowledge for the next 10, 15 years. They're going to wake up, they're 65, and they're going to wonder, like, where has my life gone? I'm ready. I got this knowledge. And I'm going to tell you, it is better off to start off jacked up, messed up, not perfect, get started, than it is to be as close to perfect as possible before you launch, because you're losing so much time. And this is a lesson that I learned in the storage auction business. One of the big issues that I had to overcome was spending a lot of money on the unknown. But I'm a social scientist, and I modeled people, and I was like, okay, this guy spends crazy money on units, but he always has money to spend. This chick spends crazy money on units, but she always has money to spend. So I made that leap, and it hurt, because I bought a unit, $800. Videos on this channel, I lost my ass on that. Next week, I did it again, and I won, and I won, and I won, and I was winning about win 20 times, lose 1 time. I can deal with those ratios, but it took a minute. So part of this thing that's so hard to do is you must be learning while doing, and if you make a mistake, it's going to hurt you. That's probably one of the biggest things that keeps people on the sidelines, because I have lost money in business. This business, I've not lost any money. There was one period where I didn't make it. Well, I did lose money. I even lost money in this business. When I gave all the courses away for free, it was a 6-month period. I lost money. one of the worst mistakes I've ever made. And I got away from looking at the numbers, and I got into listening to other people. And I can tell you, anyone that says like, well, you got to give a lot of stuff away for free. Not really. But how do you go from where you are to a business owner? So I'm going to give you the steps of things that you need to do. Also, not a lot of people here in this chat for some reason. It's funny. What's up, Noah Davis? Thanks for the $20 super chat. Hard Breakdown, what's up? Be Real, what's going on? Camilla, yes, my father's a truck driver, and all you say is true, and he's been doing it since the 70s. Wow. What's up, Dion King? 285 probably, yes, I lost 4 years just learning. You didn't lose time learning if you were just learning, if you weren't doing. Okay, I got you. Jay Galt, better to be first than better. True. Yep. That's all the resale stuff. Horror Breakdown. So true about waiting until things are perfect to get started. I worked for lots of companies where the boss got started years ago, sometimes in an embarrassing way, but he got started. And that's the key. That's the key. So let's get into how to start a business. Let me go over here. And we're going to give you some few key steps here. And this is how I started my business. So let's see. Let's call this how to start a business for average people. Number one, keep your job. Number two, get all of the fat out of your budget. I want you to think of your cash as rocket fuel. Every dollar that you earn is rocket fuel. And depending on how you use that fuel is how your business is going to take off. So number three, develop a budget. Number four, save as much as you can. Five, start small. Number six, get started. I'm going to explain each one of these things. All right. You got to keep your job. When I was in that situation where I did not have a job, I got a job. And then I got a better job. And what was really cool for me was, hold on, let me present myself to you guys. So what was cool for me was I got a job in a field that I wanted to open up a business in. So if you got a job, you should keep your job. You should look at your job as they're paying me to learn how to run a business. That's how you have to reframe it in your mind. So keep your job or get a job in the field that you want to start a business in. Now, this budget thing is going to be real. I often say getting a commission sales job is going to prepare you for being a business owner, because if you don't sell, you don't eat. It's no difference in business. You know, you got people that's like, I don't want to do a commission sales job, but I want to be a business owner. There ain't no difference. If you don't kill stuff, you don't eat. There is no difference between a commission sales job and being a business owner. There is none. So you got all these folks like, I mean, think of your business as your commission sales job. That's one of the things that you got to get around your head. So you got to get all of the fat out of your budget. Like when I started this project, I had like over $300K in the bank. You know what I did? I went to Metro PCS. I flashed one of them, a Verizon phone to Metro PCS and got rid of my higher priced Verizon plan. Cut all the extracurricular stuff out of my life. And because I was starting a new business, which I didn't know nothing about, which is where many of you are. I didn't know how this YouTube thing was going to go. I gave myself a 2-year window to make it do something. And I jumped in. So most folks are not going to have $300K. So you got to keep your job. You got to develop a very, very strict budget and get all the fat. Like, if you got like the top tier cable package and that's like $300 a month, well, that $300 a month is $3,600 a year. That $300 a month could be the money that you need to start your business. So you got to make some tough decisions. Save as much as you can. I don't care how good you are with your business. There will be peaks, there will be valleys, there will be periods where there ain't no money coming in. Typically for me, it's usually the summer, which is why I started developing all types of new products and stuff. Because, like I said, I got rid of Patty and Valencia long before I had to, because I knew the summer was coming. I knew that it was changing things. I knew that what they were being paid was going to be way too much for what they were doing. And then the whole, I reduce your pay because you're doing this, that doesn't really go over well, because once people get accustomed to a certain salary, it's just better to cut bait and start over. And in the fall, I'll be hiring more people. Maybe one of them will come back. I don't know. I hadn't talked to them yet. But there's going to be these periods. Like right now, I don't have the money coming in that I had. There was January, February, March, April, and May. That revenue has been cut, not in half, but it's not as much. And I remember when I started YouTube, that first summer, I didn't make no money. And this is why I made a lot of money during the fall, and I saved over half of it. Thank God. So you're going to have to develop this savings habit now if you're a business owner. Because business owners who do not save money and manage their money well, they go out of business. And it's not because the business is bad. It's not because the business doesn't deserve to live. It's just you got a bunch of. It's like a man who's married or a wife that's married and they keep taking family money to do bullshit. That's what you do with your business. Like, here are the ratios. When you have your business up and running, and you got like a healthy profit margin, you need to save 50%, minimum 20% if you can. Minimum 20% of what you make, you need to save that in the account somewhere. Or 25%, minimum. Because there will be good days, there will be bad days. And I've had some bad days, but I'll get into this a little later, but I had such high profits that it enabled me to weather a lot of storms very easily. Now, start small. You're going to make mistakes. I still make a bunch of mistakes. I still do things that don't work out. I still do things that end up in disaster. But these are calculated risk. I'll tell you something that I'm doing again, because like I said, I was doing a direct sales model. I still have access to my email list, so I went ahead and downloaded the list, went up and did it in MailChimp. Instantly had to pay $54. I've already made that back like 20, 30 times in like 24 hours. Because like I said, I got burned out on email marketing. But now I have I have four email lists, and probably going to have 10 before the end of the year. Just segment it very, very nicely. But that's kind of like having a savings account. I haven't emailed those folks in like 6-7 months. That was the last time I emailed those folks. So part of that is when you start small, less people see your dirty draws. Less people You know what it's like? It's like it used to be when I was a kid. When I was a kid, you could fuck up all day long and no one saw it. It's like only the people on the scene saw it, or maybe you hear a story like, yeah, he fell in that mud puddle. That was it. Now we have the internet and we got these, and the moments that you make a mistake lives forever. You know something? I'm going to deviate a little bit and I'm going to get back on point. Due to the fact that I'm afraid of being a meme, I govern my behavior at all times. I ask myself, is this something that would have me forever as a meme on YouTube? I don't do it. All right, so you stay small. You make your mistakes in a very small container. My book, typos, all kinds of stuff that was wrong, just wrong. But my audience was much smaller than it is now. So those mistakes only went so far. It's like not everyone in the world that knew about it. And then I had some people about year 3 that was like, yeah, this first book was garbage. It had typos and all this. I got a copy, see? And then I remember someone was talking about this on YouTube, and he was doing a book review. He took it down. I'm going to tell you why he took it down. I didn't make him take it down. And someone asked him, did you make money? And he said, yeah, I made some money. And the guy said, how much? He's like, $3,000. So you bought this book because at the time it was like $25. So $25 and you made $3,000 and you doing a bad review. You a stupid ass. I wasn't me. People was telling him stuff. They roasted his ass and he took that shit down. That's just craziest thing. All right. So get started. This is probably the hardest thing that you have to do. You may not have the money. You may not have the vision. You may not even know ultimately what this thing is going to be. Like I did in 2009 when I started this channel. I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know. I just got started, and it was frustrating. It was very, very frustrating. YouTube is super easy now compared to what it used to be because I made up a video. Then I had to run it through Handbrake to reduce the size of the video. And literally it would take me 4 to 6 hours to upload one video. That's why they were so short in the beginning. Because I had some longer ones. I was like, this is taking too long. I want to get these videos up. And then started with a Toshiba, started with like a Sony CyberShot, didn't upgrade my camera for like almost 2 years, which was stupid. Then I got a Mac, and then my video processing got much better and move on. So the big thing is to get started. The big thing is to take that leap of faith with what you have where you are. It ain't going to be pretty. You're not going to have what you want to have. You're not going to have the resources. And you're just going to have to make it do what it do. I was making decent money, so my production value got a little bit better. And then when I started making crazy money, my production value got much better. Like this video right here is way better than what my first videos were 3 years ago. So step by step by step by step by step. And August will be my 9th year and the beginning of my 10th year here on YouTube. It's a process. It's a step by step. And I know you'll see people blowing up on the line who are doing big things. Think of the talent level. You got 1,600 football players, and about like 100 of them are super talented. The other ones are like beyond normal, but like hyper talented. You got super talented and hyper talented. Odell Beckham Jr., he ain't a normal person. He ain't. And that's what you deal with in this business, because a lot of people don't really look at this. You're looking at this person, right, who looks like you, who walks, who eats, who does all this stuff, but there's something special about that person, and they started a business, and you're going, and some of them even say, like, ain't nothing special, and I'm like, bullshit. What you did in a year, that's remarkable, that's outstanding. And there's this bias that because I did it, that I can teach you how to do it, and that doesn't always work out well. That always isn't. So let me see what's going on in these chats. All right. So I already said thanks to Noah Davis for the $20 super chat. No, what happened was that I had the video still on private, and they were like, "Oh, they're coming in." No, I had it on private. M Stacks. The irony is the perfect time never pops up when waiting. There's always going to be some bullshit, and that's pretty much it. As a business owner, one of your greatest talents you can learn is to deal with bullshit all the time. I mean, I have days where this none of this works. It just doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why. I reboot my computer and it just doesn't work. And I think it's on the YouTube side. Yep. Harry, I'm thinking about applying to being a BMW dealer here in the land to be a salesperson. The only salesperson that has an associate. All right. BMW salespeople are not like the BMW salesperson I used to be. That is not. I don't think it's a commission job. You can apply and find out what it is. You sell Highline. You can move to another Highline vehicle or a Highline that sorts apparel or something like that. So I don't know. Davita Jane. I'm using my job money to market my business. That's what. That's it. You know, your income from your job is rocket fuel. Should we use the budget to pay off debt? JP. I think you should be debt free before you start. If you can't, let me give you levels. If you make 50K and you got $10,000 worth of debt, that's manageable. You make 50K and you got 200K worth of debt, that's untenable. That's some crushing debt, and there's people who are there. Student loan debt being a big part of that. Roadside Warriors wants to start my business. I became a hermit for a year just learning and reading. I mean, that's what it is. Of course, Juwan. What's up, Wayne Johnson? I'm gonna file my LLC. Cool. Antonio Valentine got a 660 credit score. What do you think should be the best approach on? We're talking about starting a business here. That's real estate. I don't answer these real estate questions because I've done real estate, but I'm not in real estate. Most of the people with these channels are talking about the stock market. Very few channels talk about getting wealthy through starting a business. Very, very few. All right. So let's get to other stuff here. All right. So we got these six. So we're going to go to seven. Okay. Number seven. Segment your money. The sooner that you start doing this, the better. Number eight, develop a marketing plan. Number nine, form legal structure. Number 10, develop a sales process. Number 11, pay yourself. Last. I knew that was going to mess with y'all. I knew that was going to mess with y'all. All right. So Let's get into this. Let's go to this. Purpose Pit, do you recommend starting? If they got bad credit, I would not try to open up a business with them. I would have them as an employee. Brandon Williams, thanks for the $10 super chat. Torrance playlist process, having good volume on the playlist. Oh, the live stream, really? A lot of folks don't have good volume? All right, so let's get into this. How to start a business for average people. Segment your money. Now, what does that mean? Segmenting your money is creating 4 to 5 corporate checking accounts. This is all kind of blends together. So you want to have most of your money in the beginning going into your main account, and then you want to have these other accounts. I got videos on that. Develop a marketing plan. Now, you should develop your marketing plan really early on. Like, how am I going to sell whatever I'm selling? How am I going to reach people? You need to ask yourself these questions and go to the internet, find out a plan, and deploy it. Number 9, I've kind of changed my mind on this. You need to develop a legal structure as soon as possible, because you're going to treat it differently if you have an LLC. If you're just out there, you may still be in the hobby phase. So you need to develop a legal structure. And since someone asked, let's talk about business partners. I had a business partner. I had a business partner who was financially solvent, someone I can trust. If you got someone like that, sure. If you got someone who is deficient on credit, deficient on whatever else, then they need to be a employee. Because if they cannot help you start the business with some type of financial resources or intellectual property resources, they're just an employee. They may be your boy, they may be your girl, but because see, what's going to happen is you're going to blow up the business through your hard work, and they're going to want half, Eddie, half. I own half this business, even though I was sitting at home playing PlayStation, watching porn. I want my half because legally you got to give me half. And I will sue you. Because see, once you tell people that they're getting something, like, unfortunately, this is sad. How many of you had someone pass, they left a will, and just saw people losing their minds? It's like, well, granddaddy said he was going to give me that truck. I want that truck, and that kind of foolishness. Now, develop a sales process. Sales process is a multi-step system on how you're going to sell your product and get referrals. Definitely something to do, something I'm going to implement here. And pay yourself last. You should pay your business first. You should pay everyone you owe money to first, and then pay yourself last. And last meaning that probably for the first year or two, you should not take any money out the business. Unless your business is just blowing up, you shouldn't take any money out your business. The business is going to rent rooms. Once again, that's still a real estate question. For 5 years, I used my job to buy my machines and credit to move faster and learn the machines that paid with my job until boom, I had to quit the job. And that's the recommendation that I make. You quit your job when you are forced to quit your job because your business is doing so well. Tyrone Brown, do you have to train in on starting an online business? Hold on here a second. I'm about to address that with this. That'll be the next stream. All right. What's your advice on finding a good accountant? Form some business friends and get a recommendation. All right, Torrance. Wow, I didn't know that. Yep, 285 property, same thing. Joshua Hill, there's an Audi dealer that gives their salesman a base of 150 commission per car. You got to sell a lot of cars to compete with others in this field. Good Lord, really? You got to sell like 30 cars. They gotta be giving them more money than that. That's like no money. Pamela C, are you still sticking to saving $10,000 first to are you still sticking to saving up $10,000 then pay off debt? Actually, I'm a little different. Since this recession's coming, and this may be philosophically wrong, or a lot of you won't like it, but depending on how bad your debt is, you might need to do bankruptcy because let's say it's going to take you 5 or 6 years to pay it off, and the recession hits, you lose your job, then you're going to be into like another 6 or 8. You're looking at 7, 8, 9, 10 years to pay off this debt. You could like literally bankrupt, start over, and build a better life for yourself. I know that's not popular advice. I mean, I don't think you should file bankruptcy unless in absolute extreme cases, but some of you are in those cases. 285 property, most partners only good for dancing. That's wild. Frozen LLC, paying big booty chicks with 500K plus followers on IG to boast your business is a good way to promote your business. Depends on if that big booty chick has a lot of engagement. If she's got engagement, it'll work. If you don't pay your yearly administration fee, they will dissolve your LLC, meaning it's inactive. So that's one of the things that you have to look at. I mean, this is just the cold hard truth about starting a business. You can start a business and over time you can be successful, but it's just not going to happen right out the gate for most of us. There will be these superstars. There will be these people who will like go from in like 6 months to $1 million. And typically, even those people behind them, they have a lot of business experience because there's this one guy, he did $1 million in 6 months, but he's been in his business for 10 years. And I was like, okay, he had a really good foundation. Recession is going to be catastrophic. I live in Missouri, and Continental Nail may go out of business because of the Republican administration tariffs. Once again, I'm going to start this political channel. I'll talk about that because I think this shit's playing. Terrence, what's the indicator of having bad debt? At the end of the month, you can barely pay the minimums. And you got a lot of minimums. Like say you got 10 credit cards and you owe some on all of them. And at the end of the month, you pay the minimum and you don't have no money left over. As long as you keep your job, as long as nothing bad happens, you can keep playing that game. But the minute something bad happens, then that whole house of cards falls down. All right, so once again, go below, get the free audiobook. If you're male, you can join Disruptive Male. And if you have no experience, go ahead and get the resale for beginners. That's 100 hours of resale information plus a few other goodies. It's $99. It will get you started. And for people catching the replay, I want you to super chat. It's the fourth link below. Just support the channel, support the cause. And I will see you guys about 2 minutes here. And I need to go ahead and put that link here and make sure that this is not private. It's not private. I'll make sure before I, because I think I'm going to bring back my larger computer screen because I make way too many mistakes. Or, well, not mistakes, little glitches. Okay, that is public because there's so much going on the computer screen. All right, so here we go. That's going to be the next stream. It is not private, so y'all should be able to get right off in that. Yes, Ratchet. Ratchet. All right, so once again, this concludes this stream. I'll be starting the next stream in just a few minutes. you can hit that link and go there. And I'll be talking about something that I'm going to do in the month of July. It's going to be a little crazy, but I think you're going to like it. So with that, I'll see you guys later, or actually in a few minutes over here at this other stream.